Right, Black Friday is coming up. It's that time of year when conspicuous consumption is just rammed down our throat, and that leads to this kind of thing.
A father even leaving his infant in the car outside of a Best Buy so that he could shop. The baby is okay.
And I think we can all agree that is not good. But I said it last year, and I think it's worth repeating. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever it might be, it's a thing. And given the amount that we all seem to really like stuff, it's a thing that's not going anywhere. If we can use this bad thing to bring some good things into our lives, we should. If we are intentional with what we're buying, then okay, we maybe can't turn the bad thing into a good thing, but we can turn the bad thing into a slightly better version of the bad thing. So here's a rundown of 21 items that I think are well worth the investment, Black Friday or not. But since it is Black Friday and we can get a few bucks off them, then all the better. Some fine print. Links down below to all of the items on this list, as well as a link to the CRD website where you're going to find a list of stores that I know and I trust to bring you the good things, as well as any relevant discount codes and any other pertinent information. And a quick note on how I put this list together. I was looking for items that are practical in some sense or the other. I was looking for items that are seasonless, at least in a fashion sense. I guess trendless is a better way to put it. And I was looking for items that are just incredibly good quality. So when you do drop a bag on them, which you will, some of them are quite expensive, even with the discount, then you're going to get a good return on your investment in terms of cost per wear. Speaking of bags, let's start there with a cabine travel bag from Blue de Chauffe. Probably absolutely murdering that French pronunciation. Doesn't get any better. You know what, for a weekend away, I don't think you need much more than a duffel bag. My wife would disagree, somewhat violently, but yeah, I would always reach for the duffel. And this here cabine travel bag looks better than a duffel. I love the way that it opens up with that flap that just sort of folds over and folds up. For one thing, you can have way more access to your stuff. And for another thing, if you're unfortunate to get caught out in the rain or Ryanair leaves your bags out in the runway in pouring rain, happened to me, it's much better having that extra layer of protection rather than a zip just running over the top. Made in France of all of the good stuff that you'd expect, so heavy duty canvas, natural tan leather, all the good stuff. And now let's move on to some things we can put in the bag. Specifically the Shaggy Dog sweater, which is Lost and Found, that's a store up in Canada, that's their contemporary take on this classic, iconic piece of menswear. This is the kind of thing that would grace the pages of some quite obscure but very high quality Japanese publication dedicated to the details of Ivy style. Put more simply, it's that good. Made in Scotland, the second best thing that was ever made in Scotland, 100% wool, and it's available in quite a wide variety of colours. Pick your poison, throw over a button-down Oxford shirt, pair that up with a pair of straight fit cords, some cream socks and penny loafers, and you're golden. Now, let's move on to a jacket. This jacket. And yes, I know I put this on the list of 15 essentials for fall about 5 minutes ago, but there is one subtle difference. This one's blue. It's from De Bon Facture. It is called the Grandad Trench Coat for reasons I still don't know. It comes in a 14-ounce Melton wool. It's double-breasted. It's got this amazing gown belt to it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful jacket. Okay, next up. And I know we've just had a sweater, but if somebody came up to me and said, okay, you can have one version of whatever garment it might be. So you can have one pair of jeans, one jacket, one sweater. Well, the Andersen-Andersen half-zip sweater would be my choice. It really is that good. I mean, the thing that I don't like about wool sweaters is the tendency for them to bag out. This just does not do that. I shot one of the guys at Bergen Schild, Kai. I shot him in his 6-year-old Andersen-Andersen sweater that's been worn a lot. It's his go-to all through the winters for the last 6 years. It looks exactly the same as the new ones that are hanging on the rack. It's 100% merino wool, made in Italy, and those little finger holes are much more practical than you'd think. Next up, who remembers this shirt? Every time I wear this in a video, all the comments in that video were like, where's this shirt from? This was from Levi's Made and Crafted, a collection I think back in 2004 14. I mean, suffice it to say, this is just not available anymore. But there is another option. There's a better option. This one here from Benzak Denim Developers, for example. I mean, for Len, I am a kind of mentor, of father figure. So it does make sense that he would make his own version of something that he saw me wearing for years. It's the Benzak utility shirt, detailing and cut, 100% cotton canvas at I think 9 ounces. It's indigo dyed with this incredible wabash pattern. It's woven in Japan. I mean, all this to say, this thing is going to fade down absolutely beautifully. Next up, we've got a pair of boots. And you know what? I see this whole, I see the whole GORP thing. I don't think that's going anywhere. But I do see the whole tech trainer thing kind of trailing off. No pun intended. But that begs the question, what's going to replace them? And I think we could end up going full circle when we see hiker boots on people and in places that are never, ever going to go on a hike. Me, for example. And yeah, so why not just go back to the OGs, Danner? Especially if they look like this. This is a 90th anniversary edition celebrating something. However, I'm noticing this is getting sold out quite fast, so you could always go to the Mountain Light. That's also an amazing boot. Next up, a suit. You're probably noticing that this isn't going in any kind of logical order, but we're going to roll with it anyway. Okay, a suit. Every man needs a good suit. I need a new suit, because the last suit I got when I was 16, and I am bigger in almost every single way. The ones I have my eye on are from Brooklyn Tailors. I hear good things from people I trust, and you guys trust me, right? Another essential item that should have a place in every man's wardrobe is a flannel shirt. Maybe you can even have 2, but no more than that. These things, they're not a personality. I've gone on record saying that 316 are my pick, but I also found this one from Corridor NYC, and it looks beautiful. So there we go, that's my 2. Isn't it nice just to have your flannel shirt question in your life just sorted? I've also gone on record saying that a denim jacket is the only jacket you're going to need during fall and during summer, probably spring and winter depending on where you live in the world. Anyway, I might want to review that statement after what's happening with the weather in Berlin, but in general, a denim jacket is going to serve you very, very well. Very, very, very well. For me, it always has to be the Type 3, and specifically it's this one from 316. Okay, jeans. And I always have a hard time with this because there's just so much good denim out there. So I picked 3. First up will be a bit of a wild card for the true blue denim heads out there. This pair of Tanuki stonewashed. I am a huge fan of stonewashed denim when it is trying to be stonewashed denim and not trying to fake fades or wear. And if that wash is done well, then it just adds a huge amount of versatility to that pair of jeans. And Tanuki really seem to know what they're doing in terms of washes. I don't know what they've done to it or how they've done it, but it's this really beautiful mid-wash that seems to bring out all of the fascinating character in this denim. Next pick, we are bringing it back for the denim heads. And we're also looking at a pair that kind of reflects my current preference for the wider straight fits. These are light, coming in at 12 ounces, and weirdly enough, they are coming from the guys that you normally associate with doing heavier denim. Not Ironheart, but Oni. And because it's Oni, you know they have been tampering with their looms, they've been mixing different kinds of cotton together, and just generally adding their secret sauce, which just makes for some absolutely fascinating denim full of character and slubbiness and hairiness, even at this low weight. Oh, and the denim is natural indigo, so you're in for some really, really fine vintage fades. Last up is my current project pair, the pair that I've been wearing for the last 2.5 years or something. I can't say enough good things about these jeans. They are absolutely amazing. The denim is incredible. The fit is that classic 50s cut that really works on, I think, mostly everybody. These are just jeans that feel exactly like jeans should. They are not trying to impress with some weird and wonderful denim or some fancy cut or detailing. They are just through and through great jeans that seem to come from a time when things were just made better. Okay, sticking with the pins, but this time a pair of trousers. And I seem to have inadvertently got into the hiking fight by picking the Danners, and my trouser pick are these English heavy cotton twill hiking pants from my new favourite brand, De Bon Factor. I mean, would you just look at the fit, look at the detailing, look at that cotton twill. It's beautiful. They are going to look so good with those Danners, and probably with pretty much everything else you throw at them too. Next, showing my adopted homeland some more love with my pick of the hat. I mean, you guys know that I love a watch cap, and Heimat from Germany makes some of the best. 100% wool, of course, knitted in Germany. And the thing that I really like about these, the thing I really appreciate, is that they have got this 5cm cuff on them. Is cuff the right thing to say for hats? This 5cm bit at the bottom? Whatever. So you can roll that up if you want to wear it over the ears. If you want a bit more protection when it's really cold outside, you can just roll that down. It's very practical. Next up, a tote bag. You know, since getting this studio, I have all but given up the rucksack in favour of whatever tote bag happens to be lying around. And usually that's something that my wife got for free at some event someplace. So it is long past time that I invested in a decent one. Now I have looked and I have looked and I have looked and I've searched and I've combed the internet. And I keep coming back to this rugged canvas twill one from Filson. And I'm not the biggest fan of Twilson, to be honest, simply because of their overtly heritage associations. I mean, that's not something that's with their fault, but still. But yeah, this is simply the best tote that I can find. Mostly because it is just trying to be a very good tote. It's not trying to be tote plus by adding zips or shoulder straps or whatever knick-knack and gewgaws that they think is going to be practical. This is just a big bag with a couple of handles on it. That is what I need a tote bag to be, and that is why I've chosen you, Filson Rugged Canvas Twill Tote Bag. Next up is something that I normally put in aforementioned tote bag, a knife. And this is the extent of my knowledge about knives. I know that the pointy end should face away, and I know that they're insanely useful day to day. The rest, no idea. So what I did is I entrusted my knife pick to the guys over at Huckberry, knowing that whatever I picked on the site is going to be good. In the end, I went for this Wesson Almond Titanium. I picked it because it looks nice, and the clip on the back is not too big, and it looks like it could maybe even be removed. I absolutely hate clips on anything. Now, something else to put in the tote bag. Recently, I have been trying to get into the habit of carrying around a bottle of water. Staying hydrated is very important. But like the tote bag, it's usually just whatever I can find lying around, usually like an old plastic soda bottle. So it really is time to get a good one. The thing about investing in something good that's good for you is that you enjoy using that thing, and so you're going to do the thing that's good for you more. And staying hydrated is apparently very good for you. I went for this Porter water bottle. I like that it's glass, I like that it's got silicone around it. I know, not the most durable, but I don't know, I just think that the water that's stored in glass tastes better than stuff that's stored in plastic. Having said that, I do have my computer in the bag with the water bottle, so I'm going to go with an Nalgene. Right, gloves. And now there's no other glove company, there is just Sullivan Gloves. Go to the website, pick something that tickles your fancy, and I can guarantee it's going to be the best pair of gloves you have ever owned. The best pair of gloves you have ever owned. Right, wallets. And I'm including with that belts and other leather accessories. I tried to go for the minimalist card case thing, and I went back to a wallet really fast. I just need the space. And the best ones by far come from my friends at Show Your Hem. From my friends at Show Your Hem. They make incredible leather goods, really. They don't seem to be doing a Black Friday sale, or at least not one that I've heard about, but for ages now, they've been hooking me up, or hooking you guys up with a 10% discount code, and there's details of that down below. And it's, of course, not just wallets they do all sorts of amazing leather stuff. In fact, the most amazing leather thing that I've got in a very long time is this little AirPod case here. When this came in, I thought this was something I would never use, and now it's one of my favorite things. Right, almost at the end, which is good because my throat is getting sore. I'm going to finish this whole thing up with another pair of boots. The iconic, the classic Red Wing 875. Red Wing recently seemed to be getting a lot of grief out there from boot guys, which I feel is totally unjustified and I don't really get. I mean, all of the guys that I know that know boots all agree that Red Wings are just the best, not bang for your buck, boot for your buck that you can possibly get. I agree, and the 875 is just such a classic, iconic, timeless style. It's an amazing boot. Right, that's 21 things, that's quite a lot, but if you're still thirsty for more, then you could always check out the list I did last year. I tried to keep those iconic and timeless so it still is relevant, and that can be found here.